This is Rosemary Bass reporting for ATN 101, and this week we are going to be looking at weather changes for 2 different weeks in Kodiak. And we have been provided with the figures here. For the first week, we're going to do September 9th through September 16th. And as we can see, we can look at the average temperature, which is this black line with the dots, and the average temperature from September 9th to September 16th was around 51, 52 for 50, goes up to 51, kind of reaches a high 49. Yeah, 49 right there, I'm guessing, but we never really leave the 49 through 50 range. I mean, you can see as an overall just glance at this chart that there is kind of like a pattern. You can kind of see that it starts off kind of, and the average temperature just peaks, and afternoon just gets way warmer, and then just kind of starts gradually going down at night. And that kind of just seems to be the case for most days. You can see kind of this interesting change on the 10th where the temperatures just reach an all-time low for the week, and it kind of goes down to 35. But for the other days, you can kind of see how it just seems to peak during the afternoon and just starts gradually coming down. Here's September 11, it just goes to a 52, starts down. September 12, same thing. And you can just kind of start catching on to the pattern that the temperature comes down, goes up, and it's warmer during the like the same times for most of these days. And I mean, there are thinking about relative humidity, dew point, or other things that come to mind when you see the chart. You just kind of have to keep in mind what could be causing this pattern. And since like during the midday there is that gap where it does seem to get a lot warmer. I mean, this could be because of cloud coverage, just the least clouds, the more cold it can be. But like now, we can kind of take a last look at this and then head on over to the relative humidity. And here we can kind of see right off the bat as well that the relative humidity and the dew point kind of do the same pattern here as we saw before in the other chart, where you can see it starts, and it just kind of keeps doing that. I mean, these are closely related, so you would expect to see the same variations and the same, moves for September 9th through September 16th. And now we're moving on to a different month, October 28th towards November 9th, and the main difference in this would be also the dates. September 9th to September 16th was just kind of like the beginning of the colder weather presence, and towards these dates we're just kind of getting into dates where there's a lot less sunlight, and you can kind of see that there's just right off the bat, like it's a lot more inconsistent, and there is kind of like a harder pattern to spot on this one. Average temperatures are at the 37s, 36, and you can start off a day at 33, see it go down and then just spike up in the afternoon and start coming down at night again. The highest temperature for this set of dates probably reached its 46. And this again, I think, kind of has to be that the fact that like the weather has been changing, and there's no sun. Uh, there's probably less, more clouds, less clouds. You just kind of see it's getting a lot colder, so that it has to be due towards either the clouds or just the change in sun and yeah, okay. And same thing, you go back and see the charts for the September dates, and you can see that the dew point and the relative humidity are also as closely related to the actual temperatures that were recorded for throughout the day. So you can kind of see how, they start off at a certain temperature and kind of change the same way. Like it's at different temperatures, but like the association between them kind of makes us understand how it works. Taking a closer look and going back to the September, you go back and the September dates, and you could see there's fog, there's some snow, some rain, more fog and rain, which means that there was a lot of cloudiness around this area, showers. For Wednesday, you kind of start seeing a different set of things going on. You have the fog everywhere, but there's no more rain in this area. It's a little bit, like the pressure systems are just definitely going in different ways, and the density or the dew point and the relative humidity are changing. And on Saturday, you kind of just notice how completely different everything looks on this. You have a lot less fog, some showers, but just mostly rain, which kind of helps get rid of all that fog. But it's kind of even hard to, like the difference of 3 days. Like you have all this fog everywhere, and low pressure systems, colliding with, and like you come and see this, and it's just completely changed in the past 3 days. So now we take a closer look at the October dates, and first off the bat, you can see that it is completely changed. It's just started snowing, so that's kind of a game changer. It's just coverage all throughout the area. Snow, some rain right here. Probably warmer coastal areas. It's usually what it signifies. It's gonna be a little warmer. Some fog and rain. And for Wednesday, you just kind of start noticing that the snow has brought in a couple of changes with it, and you just have areas with both snow and fog. Really good for driving and heading outdoors. You start getting showers and snow in these areas, and then for a couple of days later, on the November 2nd, you just can start noticing that it's also completely changed. There's some rain, snow with fog. It just kind of seems to be happening in this area. Lots of snow right here. You can just kind of take like a quick look back, and you can notice the similarities that are right off the bat apparent, but you can just kind of see how in a couple of days just everything can completely change. Like you have just snow completely everywhere, and then you just kind of start getting snow with fog, and then you just start getting like less snow with fog, but still the combination. You start getting development of snow in these areas. And same thing for the September dates. You like a couple of days just make all the difference, which is it's also really interesting that temperatures within that same day, even though they could be different, not crazy different, but still, temperatures or the pattern is really interesting to watch develop throughout these days. And that was my presentation for those 2 weeks in Kodiak. It's gotta be a lot. I mean, it's noticeably different in Fairbanks. It just kind of seems that there are a lot of more warmer areas in Kodiak, just a lot more warmth possibilities. Thank you.